amazing match point. What athleticism.
And there you have it, your APTA National Champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there. Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the Chicago Charities, a Grand Prix event, which is the fourth stop on the 2022-23 APTA Tour. Sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Fusion, Trust, and Viking. I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Lauren Mandel, bringing you men's semifinal round action between our number 4 seeds, Adam Morgan and Tyler Frazier, and our number 1 seeds of Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell. Lauren, welcome to the booth.
Thanks, Brad. I'm really looking forward to today's match. You'll see on this side of the court in the gray sweatshirt is Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell in the blue. And these guys need no introduction. They've won everything. They are the number 1 team in the game, and their opponents are Adam Morgan in the deuce court, and he's a Chicago local, and his partner Tyler Frazier who lives in Cincinnati. And these guys are all 4 teaching pros. They're all very accomplished players. They had an amazing match last season in Philly, which Morgan and Frazier lost 7-6 in the third, but it was a tremendous match, and I think there's going to be another tremendous match today. Both these teams had 3-set battles to get here, and I'm looking forward to another good one.
It should be a terrific match, and you're right bringing up that match they had before. It was a barn burner. Taking a quick look at the draw here, Durant and Mitchell did have a little scare against Granger and Lambropoulos, losing the first set, but then took command, won 6-3, 6-3, and Frazier and Morgan had a battle against Ramsey Wagner in the quarterfinals as well. Again, that one 6-3, 6-3 in the final 2 sets after dropping the first. But you're right, this should be a great matchup. They have everything out there. Durant, one of the greatest volleyers. He's got cut finishing shots. He's got the extendo arm, can move everywhere on the court. And Frazier can pretty much do a lot of the same things. It's simply a question of who's going to execute what they're going to want to do. In both cases, Frazier and Durant are sort of the alphas, and Morgan and Mitchell played a little bit more role, but both those guys Morgan can drive it off both sides, and Mitchell's got a huge forehand, crafty backhand. See how it turns out. Should be a great match.
They're taking serves, getting ready. It's a much nicer day today than it was yesterday in Chicago. Yesterday was just a horrid day. There were 50-mile-an-hour winds and rain, and then the sun came out and was a problem. Today is much milder.
That's good. And we see yesterday we didn't have the umpires up in the chair. They were down on the basically on the deck because of possibility of another thunderstorm coming through. Up in the chair now is Matt Rowley. He'll be calling our match today, and we expect him to introduce the players pretty soon. It's an interesting matchup here. In past couple of times, the Morgan and Frazier playing, and they were up their last match. They were down in their last match, and then they just came back. Once Morgan figured out how to not get burned in the screens, because they were playing Compton McNerney a couple of weeks ago, and once Morgan figured out how to, track down the waterfall overhead and then chase the one that was bringing up the wire, we're a much different team. because players will try to exploit that. We're going to play in the screens fast. He'll spin around a lot. He works hard. He's going for the ball. So people try to get him into motion and get him to reach and make errors. He tracked it down, and once he got a handle on that, it took a space away. But we'll see what happens. And Frazier's always, for years, been one of the most talented players in the game. Simply a question of what he's doing that day. Sometimes he's come out and he's firing almost a little too fast, and other times he's a little too passive. For him, it's just been a sort of a battle of finding the right mode of what because he can do everything. He can hit cut finishers, got a great backhand. Forehand has improved. It was always the lesser of the two shots. He's hitting it more now, but it's always the fine line. So expect to be a great match.
And he's a great blitzer.
An exceptional blitzer, and one of the things you look for in here is, and he's also not afraid, but Durant and Mitchell are very good at closing off the blitz, and Durant does not mind the hand-to-hand exchanges, but I expect Frazier to look for it. Yesterday they played a kind of a slower, more just traditional paddle game in their quarterfinal win against Rams and Wagner.
Yeah, and you were referencing a few weeks ago, Frazier and Morgan won the Medina Cup, so that was a nice tournament win for them.
And they're a team that's right there. They've been semifinals and nationals, and they've played some tight matches against everyone.
In the team court from Natick, Massachusetts, Stephen Mitchell, his partner in the ad court from Wayland, Massachusetts, Johan Durant. To my right, in the deuce court from Cincinnati, Ohio, Tyler Frazier, his partner in the ad court from Lake Bluff, Illinois, Adam Morgan. Mr. Morgan won the toss and have elected to receive. Good luck, guys.
All right, so Durant and Mitchell will start it off. Durant has been mixing up the serves between the overhand and the underhand. Mitchell's pretty much always underhand. He hits it with a closed stance. Comes in, keeps it low. Couple of last-minute adjustments, and we're underway. Stephen Mitchell about ready to serve. Start off this men's semifinal match. There's a great blitz we see right off the get-go. Tyler Frazier, but a good return from Morgan.
Love, 30.
We'll see that move a lot, with Mitchell moving way to his right or ducking and letting Durant hit cut overheads. So anything that's not directly over him, and even if it is, he may move out of the way. Here it goes again.
There, yep.
And Durant goes for a roller towards Morgan's side, making him chase up the side wire. These teams have played each other a bunch of times now, Lauren. It still takes the first 4 or 5 games to sort of your idea, where do we want to place all our overheads? What kind of progressions do we want to use here? Oh, sticking his hands out, doing what he does.
It's just amazing to watch.
Ooh, great shot, and I think Durant lost it in the glare. A little sunny, but I don't see a ton of sun out there, but it is still pretty, a lot of glare up there. It's a great read from Durant. That's the danger of the off-pace drive against a guy like Durant. He anticipates, and he covers so much ground up there.
Yeah, it gives him the time. Yep.
Drop volley. hard to hit off-pace drives against Durant. You really kind of have to go after him.
Here,
Great
the
help
early
call.
help call. Yeah, nice and early.
Oh,
Fraser Morgan, they lead the first set, 1-0.
It's a nice start for Fraser and Morgan.
a great start. I mean, it's error-free game. They're playing the points they want to. Bobbed well enough so they didn't give many cut finishes. Maybe off-pace drive wasn't perfect, but other than that, flawless game. And Durant Mitchell just threw in a couple errors. That was not a difficult transition drive from Durant. We won't expect him to see him mix too many of those.
Adam Morgan to serve.
There you saw an initial play that they're using right off the bat where Morgan's serving with the underhand, staying back, but they send Tyler Frazier on the poach, hoping to pick off the volley, and then Morgan would follow it in if he doesn't, but not able to, and then they just transition play from the backcourt. I think they're going to play slow, steady game. I don't think anyone ever comes out and says we're going to play faster than Durant and Mitchell.
Well, that's because it's a losing, right, except for, right, it's generally a losing proposition to play faster than Durant.
One of the things Durant's done so much better in the past years, I mean, is that he's been more willing to just play some of the longer points. He always tried to end them sooner, and he had his own shot clock. I mean, probably he's got, I'm not even sure at this point, 6 national championships, but he probably could have 8 or 9 if he had in between years. He's more able to kind of stay in the points a little bit longer. Same play again. Morgan staying back, looking for Frazier poach. And they just transition back. They're going to be comfortable playing back there.
15 all.
First loose error from Frazier Morgan.
This time he comes in.
15-30.
Spot there for Durant. Got that explosive power, like where he just lays his racket on it and he can hit it incredibly hard, or he can hit it like off pace like that one. Sort of roll it in spots because he's very fast acceleration right at the moment of contact.
Another terrific return there from Mitchell.
There's the mistake again with the off-pace drive like we were talking about. He tried to play the cat and mouse game, and Durant almost saw it the moment he was doing it. He just went right over there and rockets it to the corner.
He left immediately, yeah, before it came off his paddle. Okay, 2 games, 2 breaks, 1 all.
Got to be careful with that shot. You don't want to play that soft game with Durant. He covers, and he's looking to poach and anticipate with drop volleys and attack volleys whenever. Ooh, he goes for the body shot.
40. 15, 40.
The back of the line with that one. Points are moving fast. Couple faults, miss volley. Great shot right into the crease there.
There's the blitz and back.
All right, great patience and control by both teams right here.
Until now.
30, 40.
Yeah, he was going for a winning drive there. It wasn't a winning drive type of ball. I would call that a more of a probing drive, something you don't want to miss. The guys are a little off the net, but it's not a slam dunk ball that high. You can volley it and see if he hits a weaker volley, then take that next one and tattoo it. But huge if Durant Mitchell could come back from love 40. It's always a real big boost. Lauren, I don't know how many times I've had somebody tell me they come off a match, you know, we were up 4-3, we had them love 40,
Yep.
and then we lost, right? You know, and you hear it all the time, right? You know, and they always talk about that love 40 game they were up and they didn't win, should have had it, you know.
Yep, and it takes the wind out of your sails, and often it gives you a hangover into the next game, and then you know you start off the next game poorly after you blow that kind of lead. So it's big on the score, and it's big mentally. And it happens in paddle a lot.
Starts with you're up love 40, so you take the big cut on the first return, then it's 40-15. Then all of a sudden you play a decent point, it's 40-30, but, you know, just gets, once it's there, it's real tight. Durant going to lurk with some spin. Seen that yet. They're lobbing well enough. It just hasn't been that easy for him to go for it. That's a great blitz and a great break of serve from Frazier Morgan.
First set, 2 games to 1.
As soon as Morgan lines up for that drive, Frazier's looking for it to come in and blitz. Worked.
Did a great job. Yeah, Durant Mitchell might have to close off the net a little more. But Morgan and Frazier are lobbing well enough right now where Durant can't go to work on any of the overheads. It's really, they've done nothing to them from the net yet. And usually Durant and Mitchell have the ability to sort of start carving up some overheads, start putting some pressure on you. You feel it, and then you put up a shorter lob, then they're backing you some more. Then you feel like you got to take one off the deck. Right now, Morgan Frazier in good control of their backcourt game. It's a good thing, too, because Durant and Mitchell take the net a lot. If they can keep them off and lob it, because they drive the ball through so often.
Love, 15.
You're going for the bullet serve right at the crease, hard into the corner. It's a player to try to block it, but there is risk involved. It's on that one.
Love, 30.
In the other semifinal, Humphreys Koenig versus Kayla Rose. It's 2-2.
Kayla Rose taking out Araya Parsons yesterday. And Humphreys Koenig taking out a third seed, Compton McNerney, 6'3", 6 love. He looked solid, Humphreys Koenig. I did not see any of the Kayla Rose match against Araya Parsons. That's a tough team.
30, all.
See if Durant Mitchell switch at the net. This way Mitchell won't go. Mitchell actually has some cut overheads and stuff, but he doesn't go for it a lot because he's playing with Durant. You know, he feels like it's more the role.
He doesn't have usually that much opportunity to hit it because Durant's usually on the left.
This could work out too, though. If Mitchell takes it, this is why right there, because the Durant cutoff at the net is exceptional. There's a nice move from both players to cut those balls off.
Durant nose was on the net there.
Morgan went right after him. I like that play. Better hit the lob. It's a good cut. Nice. There's a blitz from Frazier. You got to make sure you're calling that out. Off player, the one not hitting the overhead, has to make sure they're watching the opponent, see if he's getting ready to blitz. Grant just got a little tired of doing it, so he goes for the hard overhead, and he's initiating and forcing some transition play. Oh, and he misses the layup forehand.
40, 30.
All right, point for 3-1.
There's just been a couple of little uncharacteristic misses. I mean, that's not going to expect to see him miss that more than times in maybe even a tournament.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he missed an easy screen drive before, missed an easy one there. You're going to win the point, but you just don't expect the error. Oh, the hands there. Exceptional.
It's just so fun to watch those close exchanges like that.
Frazier doesn't back down. You know, I mean, he had a couple of really good shots there, and Grant just beat him.
It's long.
Advantage, Mitchell.
Years ago, they didn't have those little spaces in between the service line and the sideline there. It looked like the ball went right in that little space there. I like that new development they've used in lining the courts. Morgan yells switching there. He's alerting Frazier that the Grant Mitchell switching in the backcourt, which completely changes how you want to think about it. Durant's move to the side where is very strong. Sort of takes that out of play when he gets over there on the backcourt.
Yeah, and you know, as you pointed out, they're hitting their lobs. They're getting Durant Mitchell out of the service box with all their overhead, so they can't really do any damage.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. That's the first weak
So
one
that
there.
one.
Now
And
we
look
see the
what
winner,
happened.
right?
Yeah.
Perfect. They've done a really good job of it. But that one there, they make the mistake, and that's the first cut winner we've seen from Durant Mitchell. Good job holding that game, almost down 3-1. Back and win it with a huge exchange at the net against Frazier.
As you saw, so important to keep those lobs deep. It's really key in this match for Frazier Morgan.
You're Frazier yelling all the way. And Morgan's trying to go all the way, but
Yeah.
the thing spins right back into the net. And he would have to go all the way and then some. No chance on that one.
He would have had to go under the net.
But again, that's another one of those off-pace drives that he's hitting.
Mm.
You just don't want to hit it that often. So even though it got a little low, he just hits the cut winner on it. That's a great return.
15.
Switch at the net. Not going back to work. He's starting to really cut the ball a little. He's getting his feel. You just see now he's getting them working. The lobs are getting a little shorter.
Oh, he missed that one.
A little far from the net. It wasn't. It was doable, but he's still not quite on it.
Another great return.
Morgan's really lining it up, and he's putting a lot of oomph into it. He's a so that Morgan almost never hits off-pace drives. It's a question of harder, or harder. He really is a hammer with it. Nice drop volley. Look. In this case, I actually think the hard drives from Morgan are the right play. Morgan and Frazier switching the backcourt. Now
There you go.
Nice track down by
Good
Morgan.
recovery.
Yep. He was already up the wire a little. I'm surprised Durant didn't go soft off-base roller versus the hard one. This is top quality transition play here. It's a great point. Great point. Frazier making the blitz again. A little late with his move.
Yeah.
Gets the ball down towards his feet. There it is. If somebody can hold serve. Have we had 4 breaks? No, we had a hold last time.
Mitchell just gets so tight on the net.
Right there, stuffing the volleys back. Great plan.
Yeah.
Good positioning. Good cuts coming.
I mean, Morgan's quick and he's there, but that ball is just dying.
So, Lauren, why don't you tell us about one of our great sponsors?
I'm going to. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com.
5 games. A lot of good points.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun to watch.
Ton of fun, and you can see now Durant definitely heating up with his cutters. And once he starts doing that, it just puts that much more pressure on the backcourt team lobbing. They're going to have to keep him back there because he's starting to feel it. Oh, stands right up anyway. Good blitz
Oh,
there
there's
from
the blitz.
Frazier. And
Ah,
wow.
it's a good blitz. I mean,
It's a great blitz. He put it right at his feet. Maybe not enough pace on it, but Mitchell, great. Oh, and when Mitchell volleys really well, he volleys really well, period. But when he volleys really well or exceptionally well, it's sort of one of the engines. We know sort of what Durant's going to do a lot of times, the attacking game. But when Mitchell's there and he's rock solid in those volleys, it's just so useful for the team because it allows Durant to do whatever he wants. And whenever the other team gets a strike, he just cuts it off. It's a great shot.
30.
It's Frazier doing his version,
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
what Durant does, a little turnabout is fair play. He's quick up there as well. Cuts off 2 volleys, gets one as a drop volley. Great play. Comes out in full force now. I'm wondering if it's kind of, you can see it coming in from the left side of your screen. I'm wondering if it's going to make any difference in some of the screens or some of the lobs. If you lob cross court from that ad side now, get right into the sun.
Good job by Frazier and Morgan to get back to 30 all here.
I love it. He poached, he read it right, but it's almost as if Durant knew what was happening, so
Right.
he just went extra hard right at his body. He didn't even actually worry about anything except tagging Frazier there. Oh, that's a great get.
And he missed it.
There you have just the, explosive spin. Those guys are great defensively, but when you hit it with that much action, it's just so hard to read it every time. That ball spun into Frazier. He couldn't handle it, pushed it wide. 4-2, Durant and Mitchell. And I wouldn't say Frazier and we're going to do anything specifically wrong. They're going to have to get back to lobbing really well the way they did before. Yeah. It's more the quality of play of Durant and Mitchell has just improved from the first 3 games. When Durant starts doing this, where he's starting to carve the ball and really working it, you're losing control of your lobs. It's imperative that somehow you're able to take the net at some of the time, meaning serve and volley and stay in. Like the last service game Morgan had, he was staying back every single time. Going to have to come in once in a while. If they're at the net the whole time, going to be hard.
Eventually you're gonna hit a lob that's not great, and then the chase is on.
Right. It's the trick. I mean, right now it's Durant serving, but I'm saying when Morgan's serving,
yeah.
He's going to have to hold the net a little bit because it's just hard to be back there every point.
Humphreys, Osix, Koenig are up 5-3 against Kayla Rose. First set.
Yep, it's going to be a great match, and I'm not surprised by that. They played super solid. Koenig he's so pumped up. He's fun to watch play. He's super active, moves around. He's cat-like out there. And Humphreys is smooth. Had a really good match yesterday. There it is. He actually reads it perfectly that time. That had a little air time. And it spun so far off to the side that it went around the net post to the other side of the court. And he took it around the net post there and blocked it down. Perfectly played from Frazier. All right, a couple of break points earned. Well done.
No, missed
Those
another
out
one.
too. Yeah.
games. Duran Mitchell leads the first set, 4-3.
Great job. Couple of faults. Did along, but this is entertaining stuff. A lot of good play, and it was a great read from Frazier there, cutting it. I mean, Frazier cuts enough balls himself. He understands how it's going to work. It's just, it's never exactly the same every time. You know, it's hard to know, so it makes it tough. But he read that one perfectly, and that was a huge point.
And now
Great
it's
to have
6-3. 6-3 in the first set. So one set for the Humphreys Austin Koenig, and one more set, they can be in the finals.
to go back and check, but if they get this one, I think this will be their first major Grand Prix final. They've had some good results and some great wins, and they've sort of, you know, arrived on the scene last year, had a really great, solid season. This would be a great effort for them.
Love, 15.
There you see that smothering of the net.
It was a great read, and I think Morgan knows he shouldn't have driven that ball because he was right on top of it. Sometimes you take your best shot against their best play and you see what happens, and it was Mitchell. There's a switch at the net here.
Missed it.
15, all.
A lot of the top teams, Durant and Mitchell, do a good job sliding into forms or switching in their positions. Like right there in the middle of that point, they actually went to a sort of a floating eye position with Durant backing up, and Mitchell right on top of the net. Had to go through on purpose, but couldn't come up with a screen drive.
It's like an acrobat back there, Adam Morgan.
Yeah, they're making him chase, and that's the book. Keep making him run, and that's the book. You know, a lot of guys will play. Sometimes Morgan, he's become a great player, but sometimes he'll run extra distance. He doesn't just go right to the spot. He'll actually turn, run, and then go. He's got to become more efficient. I mean, because they're right there. I mean, semifinals and nationals, they're right there with a lot of these top teams. It's just a couple of points here and there that are going to make the difference. It's a little more efficient in how he moves and chases certain balls up and down. Totally helped their team out.
A little bit of a sloppy volley there from Frazier, and gives Durant Mitchell 2 break points.
So much firepower from the return game of Mitchell and Durant. Is out. A lot of faults in this first set from both teams, actually. A lot of faults. There have been at least 8 faults, I think. Such an intimidating presence, though, when you have to serve in there to Durant and Mitchell, like that you want to go for more on your serve because you want to challenge them, but then you end up putting the faults in. If you don't go for them, you're not going to hold the net because it's hard to come in against those blistering, you know, against those hard returns. Good high lob there. That's what they need. They need to keep them beyond the service line. They got at least a good chance. And this is where actually, if they do it like 10 times, there is a possibility that Durant gets a little antsy, a little bored, right? And then he'll go for the hard overhead or something, but it's fine. Those are the lesser of anything. As long as he's not cut finishing it, you know, working around into those screens too much.
And switching back.
There he is behind the service line. Great. There it is, though, but they did it like 10, 12 times. They didn't give him enough to work with. And that was no easy shot from Durant, and they easily had it anyway. So that's the perfect point. They can do that consistently.
Not so much that one.
I mean, he's just so good at reading it. You either take the drive hard or you don't. You know, it's too much. Great shot. And in a lot of cases, there is a school of thought that means, that, you know, what you have to do, you have to be smart, and you have to drive the ball at or behind guys like Durant at least 3-4 times, or at least half the time, because you know he's ready to move. Right? So if you go at or behind him, you're more likely to catch him than actually trying to get it away from him. That's when he's at his best. So hitting that 3/4 pace drive cross court is not the play for Frazier. Nice job by Morgan. You see, ran way past where the ball bounced because he knew it was coming back to him. Smart job. Hard at the crease, perfectly played, and well done by Frazier and Morgan. And Morgan went right to the spot where he was going. Great job.
Another one.
Yeah, that's a good read. He's starting to read it. That's the one right there that he set up with the ones that were going backwards. You see Frazier, actually Morgan, pushed himself up inside the court because he was waiting for the one that he was going to spin backwards. And then Durant recognizes it, and he goes long and through with a cutter. Beautiful job.
Big point here. 5-3, 30 all. Oh.
Ooh.
30, 40.
A rare volley miss from Mitchell.
There goes Adam. Smart play. He didn't gain anything, but actually it's a bonus when he doesn't put it away, right? You know, you didn't get a put away drop volley there. So it's a great play. I like it. And Mitchell just moves right over into perfect position. When they do this thing, Mitchell is looking to hit not just volleys, but attacking volleys. He's ready to close in and not defend, but actually attack your drive right back. He goes right back at him quickly. Troubles. Oh. Mitchell.
And he missed it.
Oh, he missed it. I think Mitchell should have left that other one for him. Great break of serve, but well, obviously they needed to stay in the set, but now you got Morgan serving, and it's been hard for him to take the net. But if they can keep playing those points where they defend well, lob it past the service line enough times, they got a shot here. You know, a game like paddle, too, it's 4-5. You can say you're on serve, but no, serving is 50-50 at best, right?
Yeah, yes.
Or about that. He's going to push it and stay back.
It was the first overhand serve he hit.
I mean, he didn't do anything except just pop it in the box, though.
But it was different than he's been doing the rest of the time. That one's good.
That's great stuff. Great stuff from Frazier. And I like this. They're just going to put it in and stay back. They already given up the net, but they're going to see if they can move Frazier here and there, get a look. Oh.
15 all.
At least they've committed to a strategy. Not simple anyway. They're still going to be all over you at the net now, but then you see, since they've done it though, Lauren, they're getting moved around.
Yes.
You know, it's trouble.
They're in the point to begin with, but it's like a dripping tap.
A lot of attack, but this might be what they think is just their best strategy. Every time they take these strikes at them, you can see how good Mitchell and Durant are, just cutting the ball off at the net. That's a great rip, though. That's the one we want, I think. Morgan ripping, because he hits it hard. And then Frazier looking for the blitz. It's hard to find the feet, Durant and Mitchell, because they cut the ball off from close so often. So, you know, the traditional way to play is lob the guy back, find their feet with your drives. It's hard to do it.
Yeah.
So they always got one guy roaming up there right on top of the net, cutting it off. Missed that wide?
30 all.
Yeah, he just missed it wide. Great. They withstood the barrage, hung around, and if you can hang around long enough, you got a chance. Lob.
Oh. Missed it.
30.
Nice. And
Good.
great gutsy points. Going after Frazier here, working him one after another. Oh,
Amazing that he got to that.
he just tracking this stuff down. This is great defense. They can win the point this way if they can keep this up. It's hard to do what Durant and Mitchell are doing. They're going to miss an overhead. Yep, there it is.
Just like you said. Yep, there it is.
Morgan.
What a comeback that game.
5 games.
It was great. Kept his strategy. They stayed with it. They knew it wasn't going to be easy, but they played a flawless game in the way they had to play it. Made everyone, and Morgan made every one of their drives. It 10 good digs and gets, which allowed them to stay in the points long enough. And they got 2 basic overhead misses. Those happen because they're going for so many so often that eventually they're going to miss something. Frizas's Koenig up 2-0 in the second set now. And some rhythm there, taking it to them. They've won now. It was 3-all the last we heard, right? And then it was 6-3, 2-0, so they won 5 games in a row. Good for them. Morgan's covering that. If his Fitbit is on, he's covering some ground, right?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Right,
He was at 10,000 steps at 2-all.
Right. But he's doing a great job starting to cut down these things. And we haven't seen Durant spin one quite yet back into the net yet. So they're doing just enough job and just making it work. And now they're missing overheads because they're getting frustrated. It kind of works the other way, too, because Durant and Mitchell are always at the net. So they're always hitting these attacking shots. And eventually, if they don't get winners from the opponents or the errors, it becomes hard for them to keep doing it, or they'll overplay a shot and just make an error. They get a shot clock going. The number one play for Durant Mitchell is to stay slow and steady when they need to, and then take the right ball to cut it when these actions starts happening here. He got him that time. It was great because you could see it coming. You know Durant's loading up and cutting it right at him. He's trying his hardest to just get down with it. It's just so hard. Nice.
Saw Frazier coming there.
That's great defense and great backcourt play is allowing Frazier and Morgan to hang in here and just keep looking around. They were down 5-3.
Yep.
Right back here. They're also taking their strikes when they need them. I mean, Frazier's been backing it, so is Morgan. Oh. That is some great stuff.
And Durant missed that ball because Frazier was right in his face.
Big point here. Frazier Morgan playing tough. It's great because, they're taking it to him, Mitchell and Durant. They're just working hard. A lot of grunting and groaning and scraping balls out. The more you dig, the better you get. And then there's like a little mini momentum killer. That's the one thing they want to stay away from, just the missed lob, that kind of thing. If they make Durant and Mitchell put it away, that's at least okay.
They've had so few of those
Yes.
lobs.
Frazier can go to work too. Oh, again.
Nope.
A few misses here and there, but he got that ball low enough, and Frazier's got good hands. He went for the big body volley again. Just missed it. There it is. A volley off the top of the net, but he's so close to it, but good try. Tough one. Mind the shot, actually. He just was a little close to the net. Oof. Good move from Frazier. Just volleyed it out. Grunted too loudly on that one. As we're settling into finishing out this first set, and there's a cut finisher. We haven't seen one of those. They've done a great job doing defense and getting those back, but fantastic stuff. That was real entertaining, and I think Frazier and Morgan are doing everything they can. They're making them work.
Yeah, they had a chance to go up 6-5 there. I mean, the set is every bit as close and as tightly contested as the score shows.
Speaking of which, Ossis Koenig and Humphreys up 5-love in the second set again in their match. So they're just, what I noticed yesterday when they were playing is they have a great game plan and they're playing rock solid. I mean, they've been playing a few years now, but like a veteran team, you know, really, really strong stuff.
Fun to see a new team in the latter stages of a big event.
And they got a lot of passion. They get pumped up. This Koenig is good for a good 10, 12 fist pumps match to watch. Did you hear Frazier there? I can't cover the entire court. I'm not sure if he was talking to himself like he's doing too much, or he was talking to Morgan like he wanted Morgan to take that overhead there.
It's pretty easy to know what Frazier and Morgan are thinking. They're good at telling each other what they're thinking, and they're good at telling us what they're thinking.
That was a great roller, but Frazier, if he's going to play that one, he's got to put it high in the air and not worry about coming back in. It was just a tough lob, tough position to play from. Sometimes when you get out of position, you just hit it high and try to get back in. But if you don't have it, you'd hit too low. Just go back. That's a great move. You know, he can do all the things the other guys can do. He did exactly what Durant did before. He anticipated the drive, off-pace drive come. He cuts it off with a quick move and drop shot winner. Great job. You can do every bit of it.
That he's got to let go.
Well, there's nowhere to go, though. That ball was dying behind him. So the mistake he made, he tried to play the touch shot, but Durant, and he got it lower than the net, but Durant hit an even better touch shot back. And he was expecting the ball to be up, so he had committed to taking it out of the air, and once it got behind him, that was it. It's the danger of playing that cat and mouse game. Oh, and Humphreys Ossis Koenig finish it out emphatically. 9 games in a row from 3-all and win 6-3, 6-love. So they're into their Grand Slam final, Grand Prix final. That's great. So the winner of this one is going to play Humphreys Ossis Koenig, our 6th seed. And we got some more action here, Lauren.
Yeah,
we're still in the first set.
Yeah, they played that whole match in the less time than it took the first set here. Ooh.
Well, that's a great drive there. He really teed that one up.
2 set points for Durant and Mitchell.
So that was their hometown, actually member here at the Glenview Club here in Gulf, Illinois, Rose. So the hometown favorite is out. Wow, and that was a drop off the top of the net winner. They got a couple of those. Great set, Lauren.
I mean, there was very little separating these guys, and it was back and forth and very exciting, and I hope we get the same kind of set in the next one. A proud partner to the APTA, Fusion curates what's next in branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, or your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end product selections for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate identity. We create a stress-free shopping experience with custom online stores and quick custom ordering to get the gear you need now without any hassle. Visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion provide you with gear to fuel your brand.
All right, we'll be back right in a moment, just after these messages, right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by CPTC.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are in men's semifinal action here between our first seed and our fourth seed, and Durant and Mitchell. A great set, take that one 7-5. I think Morgan and Frazier did about as much as they could. I mean, they really battled hard. Just a couple balls here and there, you know, like a lot of times it does in a 7-5 set, but they battled back from 5-3, got it to 5-all, had a game point to go up 6-5. Durant and Mitchell came up with the goods, and I actually finished out that first game to go up 6-5. Durant Mitchell with a block, with a volley off the top of the net that ended up being a drop shot win, and then they finished off that set the same exact shot. So they got a couple of lucky breaks there. They earned, but great job. So they take the first game here in the second set. I mean, Frazier and Morgan.
They lose the first game.
Yeah, they lose the first game, right? Frazier and Morgan take the first game, so good start again.
Yeah, that first set, I mean, was anybody's set. It was that close, and I'm sure that Morgan and Frazier are not going to have any sort of letdown here, and they're going to try to make this a three-setter.
Right, so they committed the last time when they had a great hold when they were down 4-5 to just the push serve in the box and staying back. That's what they're going to go with. I understand a great drive there from Morgan. And for Frazier, just Mitchell on a forehand volley. Was pretty good about hitting his backhand volley, getting in position. Surprise miss. Two in a row. Nice job. Morgan tracked them both down. I thought he could have hit an offensive shot maybe on the second one, but still stretching a little.
Third time the charm. Nope.
I don't think I've seen 4 of those in a point. I'm not sure I've seen 3. I thought he might try another one.
I thought so too. I thought you were going to get your fourth.
In those cases, I don't think any of those were designed to win. They were designed to make the point move, make it fast, get them out of position. Nice play. An off-pace shot there. I loved it.
Some quick trouble here for Durant Mitchell.
Just a little long. And Frazier asks for confirmation. Umpire Matt Rowley gives it to him. We were talking a little off air during the break, Lauren, on how Mitchell played like pretty good set. You know, he didn't miss anything. He didn't as many, obviously, putaways or any of that, but they're not designed by that. But his volleys were spot on right there. You know, so if Frazier and Morgan are going to get some, you know, take the second set, they're going to have to force a few errors out of Mitchell with the volleys, with the certain moves, but you know, he played it well. That's going to be a tough dig. Yeah, not going to happen.
Too tough. Too tough.
Oh, that was tough.
30, 40.
Got a
Went
good
right,
view of that. Good view of
right
that.
up the wire.
All right, 3 points in a row for Durant Mitchell. Break point.
That's what you're looking for when you stay the two back and you just plop the serve in there. Mitchell takes a little off his service return, and he, you know, Frazier just tattoos it right back and comes right in. Still got to be hitting the return. This placement there from Durant. Not sure what happened on that one. It kind of
No.
got a little off our screen there. If it did it hit, I'm guessing it hit the seam and sort of shot into him. That's my guess because it didn't look like it was going to be that hard. Was just an awesome blitz volley, and he tattoos Durant with it. He gives an emphatic shout. I loved it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, every return of serve that Mitchell's just kind of putting back into Frazier's backhand, he's just clubbing it.
Yeah, I think you said something really important there. I was about to say, you know, tactically, I think Mitchell want to start thinking about hitting the return more to the Frazier forehand, or just changing the spot, or even hit it down the line and come straight in. You know, the cross court's giving him the angle down return. He's actually the last 3 times he's hit it, been in trouble. It's great moves. You see Frazier doing all those moves that they can do right there, cutting off the net. I don't think Mitchell should have driven that last one. Unless he had a better strike at it. He couldn't hit it hard enough. And the offensive volleys. This would be a great hold here for Frazier Morgan. There he goes harder into the side screen there. That was better because he didn't just lay it right up for him.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's a big hole, Brad.
I agree, Lauren. That was good. They fought for that. Got it. And I think Mitchell, now that they're going to this strategy, they have a plan. He's going to have to want to think about how he wants to hit his first return. That takes a practice serve there. New ball. Switching balls every 7 games. Frazier going to work. Yeah, Morgan knows he can't afford to hit a lob like that. One hands it off his heels a little. He got off balance and away. Great start from Frazier Morgan in this set, but of all the differences, the biggest difference is the amount of putaways Durant has had from the net. Well, Frazier can do those putaways too, but the point is he's never at the net.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's at the backcourt, and he's getting his points from the attacking blitz and just the quick counter strike in the backcourt. They're getting a loose error, so huge.
Another one.
He's starting to go to that hard drive right at him. He's not just hitting that 3/4, and I like it.
That's just a whole bunch of errors that game from Durant Mitchell.
Yeah, but they're earning it. They have good strategy here, and Mitchell, they're going about business as usual, and I assume they'll just tighten it up, basically. That was a great play, and I love how they're thinking about it. Good for them. They really have made it tough on those guys.
Get out of that way.
He went straight to the door, which was actually completely smart from Frazier. He knew he was a target, so he goes straight to the door, allows Morgan to get it. Thought he might have gone out the door, but he actually stopped just at the door. And now they are at the net, but they have to win it from the backcourt first. Great job. Wow, nicely played there from Mitchell. Oh, you see Frazier going to work now. Got volleys. Hit Durant?
I guess so.
I guess it did.
That's what he said.
Nicked him, and Durant's a great sport.
Yeah.
I'm sure he called it on himself. Couldn't really hear from here, but he do it dozens of times. And now they got a strategy where he's hitting the heavy, challenging serve, but Frazier's going in. And they're trying, and they're just leaking a couple errors, like 2-3 overhead errors, and this is where they're going to get into trouble now. This is big. Frazier Morgan have to capitalize. They are 3-0.
I mean, they got to love these last two games. They've had some quick points. Haven't had to really grind it.
Yeah, but they're just getting errors out of it. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a 4-error game from Durant and Mitchell. I mean, they had some good shots, but still, it was a 4-error game from Durant and Mitchell.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The last 2 games, they've had a whole bunch of errors.
Yeah, the Frazier blitz is putting a lot of pressure on. They're doing a great job with it.
15 love. I see it. It's coming in now.
Ooh,
Oh,
what happened there?
he said you, and for
Yeah.
some reason Mitchell thought it was not. Like it was clearly over his head, but they do let a lot of those go through for Durant, but it's just a miscommunication. Taking it to him this set. Surprised they haven't used a little different strategy here or there, throwing a poach move maybe from Durant or something. That's the
Got
way
him.
coming after him.
I mean, he is right on that net, but just too heavy a ball.
That's just great stuff, and I love it. They're in position, but he just went through him, hitting it with such pace, and then they're volleying it back down at him, and they're taking the next ball and hitting it just as hard. So terrific job, and they earn a 5-love lead here in the second set. Definitely a bunch of donations, but that was just a lot of heavy hitting there from Frazier and Morgan. They just crushed the ball right through Durant Mitchell in those points.
Well, this is just not the same as the first set was. I mean, what a difference! It's taken, this we were probably at 2-1 at this same amount of time in the first set.
Well, it started early on with a batch of Durant and Mitchell errors, and now just Morgan and Frazier just capitalized with just great play. And there, Mitchell gets into the action with a cut underhand winner. Bounces it back. Great job. Got those shots. He doesn't hit them because Durant's, it's not really his job. He can do it. He did it right there. Great shot. A little easier when you're down 5-love. You might as well just take a swing at it, right?
True.
At this point, I always usually ascribe to the philosophy of just make the guys earn. Play 2 really good games here. Even if you lose 6-2, play 2 really good games. Get the match back the way you want it. For a team like Durant Mitchell, though, I'm not sure they shouldn't just hit their shots and see what happens. It's an interesting thing because, like, he goes for a huge one there. Great moves from Frazier, really making a difference here.
Well, I feel like they are. They're just going to hit their shots and, either get it over with quickly or come back quickly.
Right, that kind of thing. For them, it's for most teams just want to stop the bleeding and get back, and I think for them they do, but I think the way they think about it is different. They feel that once they're making their shots and they stop just making some loose errors, and that's really the biggest key, just get rid of those loose errors. They're always in control, and they generally are.
Another big drive.
Doing a good job. Now that's a good overhead to use every now and then against Moreland too. The waterfall overhead. They're just ready for the third.
Yep.
Because have you even heard Durant and Mitchell say much
No,
of anything? Right,
no,
you know,
but
there's all
there's
sorts of
no doubt what Fraser and Morgan are saying.
there's all sorts of grunting and moving. It's a great kind of juxtaposition. You know, you got the two. That's such a smart lob that time. Get bought it.
Hey.
Frazier, go.
Yeah.
Is it wide, I think. Not sure Frazier and Morgan may be getting a little fast here, but that was pretty good. I mean, it's fast action. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's
And by
great for us.
what I mean is, if they're going to get too fast now, though, that's not the script. It's not all just been fast, fast, fast for them. It's been, we're staying back. We know we're going to counterattack. And then, yes, Frazier is going to blitz. He's going to move. It's not every ball. It's at the right moment.
Another set point.
Oh, Frazier makes that big move. And he's gotten a few.
Missed it.
And ask for confirmation from the umpire.
Set point number 3.
Oh, great job. He froze him. He thought he was going to hit the cut short again, and he froze him, and then he went the low underhand, sort of like little underspin push behind him. Set him up well there. Interesting that Mitchell stays back on this.
Oh.
Durant goes right in. He lets it go to the screen.
Missed it. All right,
Yep.
3 set points saved, and I'm going to have to try to break to win this set.
I think that's good, just even mentally. You got the game there. I think, in a weird way, they got a couple of points where I think Frazier and Morgan overplayed slightly, but tough to say. That's
Finally.
just well done. I mean, it was a perfect angle to watch Morgan they're just chasing him up the wire, and he's getting back into position. Then they chase him back up the wire again, chase him back up the wire again. It was really nice stuff because quality overheads. Oh, hands there. I'd like to see Mitchell and Durant actually do a little more communication here and there, in the sense of like Mitchell telling Durant that Frazier's at the net or not, because he's hitting an off-pace drive there when he should be, lobbing it or going for the attack. His hands are amazing, so he gets away with it, but hitting that screen drive, it's hard to know where your opponent is all the time.
And now a few errors that we weren't seeing for Frazier and Morgan.
They've gotten a tad bit fast. And because it almost looked like there was that moment where and I'm not even sure it didn't look that way. Or I thought Durant and Mitchell, they weren't mailing it in, but there was more like, we're just going to hit our shots, want to whack it. And now it looks a little like Frazier and Morgan are whacking it, a little too much. They're not playing the same discipline brand they were using before. There's a danger here.
Yeah.
It's 5-2 now, and if you get a little off script, the 5 games can run right back. It's a danger if they continue going too often. Then it's hard to find the track that they were on, because they really dialed it in nicely, and they got helped by a few Durant Mitchell errors. But if they're going to be the ones making the errors, this is going to move back the other direction fast.
Well, we will see, but they've gotten 2 games back. And look.
And when it gets to 5-4, then we'll talk. But
yeah.
But it's interesting, and there's a nice error to start it off with from Durant, so that'll help. Frazier's net presence is extremely strong. He got great hands up there.
Oh, 2 return errors. Wow.
That's a great drive that time. He does not hit as offensive and overhead, goes short, and Morgan just one times it off the deck. Perfect. All right, 3 set points here for Tyler Frazier and Adam Morgan.
There goes 1. That was our 4th set point overall.
Oh. And that is too good from Tyler Frazier. They take that second set. 6-2. We'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by CPTC.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're on the men's semifinal round at the Chicago Charities, where Tyler Frazier and Adam Morgan, our number 4 seeds, have just evened the tally 1 set apiece now with number 1 seeds of Durant and Mitchell. And just a fast set. We went from a set that was over an hour long to a quick one there. There's a few more errors dispersed by Mitchell, but nice job from Tyler Frazier and Adam Morgan capitalizing on those and having a defined strategy of what they want to do out here. Now we're in the penultimate set and expect more of a battle, a little more like the first set, but we'll see. Because
it's hard to think that Durant Mitchell will let themselves get down in a 5-love hole again.
All right, that was just long. Yeah, did he make that?
Did he make it?
I think he touched the other side of the court. 15 all. He didn't touch the other side of the court. I got to see the replay of that. We don't have him.
We don't. I would like to also, though. Wow.
I'm shocked that he got that and didn't touch any part of the other side of the court on the. Yeah, that's. I wish I could see it again. Too much going on, but what a heck of a get. He traveled all that way, read it. Good effort from Tyler Frazier. He looked like he steadied himself, didn't touch the net, but went over the other side, put his paddle down on the other side, and then pushed himself back. Never touched the net, but actually touched the other side of the court. But again, it happened so fast, I can't be sure.
Nobody said anything, though.
Well, I mean, if that is the case, the umpire and everyone should know the rule, but I'm not sure what happened. So I'm going to assume he just didn't touch anything. Morgan doing a great job taking enough balls off the deck that they can't always read what's happening, Durant and Mitchell. Not just lobbing every ball and allowing them to start carving them up like this. Now they have to lob a couple, but as soon as they get an opportunity to take a strike, take it, and they make them volley. And they can hit offensive volleys, but they can't hit those cut shots to control the point with it. Like that. Just a nice solid drive. He's not lobbing that. Oh, and then he goes hard. Because Durant and Mitchell are on the net, he's going hard at them. And I like that. Right at him again.
There it
Smart.
is again. There it is.
You notice he has not given up that three-quarter pace little shot where Durant's gotten the drop since the first 4 or 5 games that I first said. He's learned. Right?
Yeah.
He's going at him hard. So that's great adjustment from Frazier. Match like this, 3-4 points are going to be huge. Oh, that's a good one. Little mini fist pump there from Durant. He hit the side of the ball, coming in, and it spins into the wire, dies down a little. Good shot. They're using a serve strategy. I like it. You don't see this that often. And they go right at him again. I like the play. Maybe one too many too hard, but I mean, they're going hard. So they missed a couple of out drives there going big, but.
Good start for Durant Mitchell. After that second set, they had to want to get out in front here because it was just tough going all the way in that second set.
Yeah, they made some errors, and then there was some great play from Frazier and Morgan. I'm a little concerned, like seeing those 2 huge drives that are both went out there. I thought Frazier and Morgan were starting to get a little fast. They keep it at the right tempo and the right pace. They got a really good chance here. But such a fine line. Yeah, that's a smart bail from Frazier. That's a good down the line lob.
Yeah.
Oh, he just pushes it out, but great play that time from Durant and Mitchell. They set that up beautifully. Picking up the drives. That's too good.
Love, 30.
I think in the second set, he only had maybe 1 or 2 of those cut winners. They completely shut it down.
That's it. Frazier's move. He's baiting him a little there. You saw, and Durant went for it. He went hard because he thought Frazier was going. He's doing a good job of baiting him. Time he wasn't actually going. And this hurt them a bunch last time too, where Mitchell's hitting it cross court right into the Frazier backhand.
15, 40.
I'd like to see him place that return a little differently. Or if he does it, I'd actually have Durant poach right away and then Mitchell play the line. Because if Frazier hits it off that screen down the line, you're okay. Now we're overplaying a little.
James, Ron Mitchell. They lead third set.
But now we're overplaying. It's getting too fast now for Morgan and Durant. They got us. For Morgan and
Yeah.
Frazier, they got to slow it down a little bit. They'll got to attack, but they're overhitting a little now.
It's so easy, Brad. It's so difficult to walk that line between, that controlled aggression and not playing too fast.
I saw it at the end when they were up 5-love and it became 5-2. It looked like to me they were just like Durant and Mitchell were whacking some balls, so they just started whacking some balls, right? And they ended up winning because they're up by so much. But to me, end of that second set wasn't so much Durant and Mitchell like playing this amazing brand again. It was more Morgan and Frazier got a little off script. It looks to me that it's carrying in here to the second set, the third set.
Third set, yep.
And this could be very dangerous for them. It's right at the crease. Yeah, that's too good. He's got to let that one go for Frazier. Starts shooting out there. Frazier's right there. Got to let him take it. 30-love, 2-love, actually, for Durant and Mitchell. Oh, that's so good. Got him good. He was flipping to the forehand. I think he was committed fully to a poach moving across, so he had committed to the forehand volley early, and he went hard at the body again. Shot. Man, that is a lot of driving. I love it.
A lot of big backhands.
I understand the point that they don't want to carve it up, and that's a great ball. Nice point.
30 all.
That time
That's
you let
it.
it go. Yep.
That was it. He let it go, and he gets a hard drive, and Mitchell's not quite on top of the net. Big play, break point. This is big. I've asked that same question of myself many times. Only a crucial break point in the third set of a Grand Prix, and you hit it wide. How would you do that?
Miss.
Finish, Frazier.
And then
All right.
and then Durant turns around and gives it back to him with a missed serve.
There's the great drive that he's taken off the deck. I like that play.
Missed it.
Wow. I mean, it was a great play. And again, he's taking that rolling overhead and driving. He's not allowing to hit 5, 6 overheads in a row, so they can't start just controlling it. That's so smart from Frazier. playing from Durant. He's calm under pressure back there. All right, making them chase. Oh, making them both chase. That was the problem there. Great use of that ball. The hard overhead. Durant has a great ability to understand when to go for the shot.
Durant also did a great job of getting out of trouble on that point in that back screen there.
Not sure what they're looking at down on the ground there. It was a great play. He had them back in transition. He sees them on their heels, so he goes hard overhead and explodes it off the back screen. And they both have to chase, and neither one of them can get there. I think they got in each other's way a little bit, but a good choice from Durant.
Point for 3 Love.
There's a drive. Great shot. Really good compact strokes. They're taking these balls off the deck with. Early and quick. Oh, what a spot from Mitchell.
And what a time for it.
That was a great shot. I do like some aspects of that game that Frazier and Morgan played. They got right in there, but that was just a tough shot there from Mitchell. He came up with it.
Oh, this is like a mirror image of the second set, only in the other direction.
Well, that's the other direction, and it's curious because the errors right now, Morgan and Frazier were going a little fast. That game got a little better in its tempo. But in the first game they blasted 2 drives out. Like we said, though, it's just such a fine line. They can't be passive. If they're passive, they're going to get carved up. Eventually, Durant and Mitchell are going to hit a nick. They're going to cut a winner. They'll hit a short lob. They have to be taking their attacks. They have to take it off the deck at the right time, and then they have to put some pressure on them. But it's got to be at the right time. They have to execute. And right now, they've made the errors compared to Durant and Mitchell, who have basically, we saw them give them 4 or 5 or 6 in that middle set when they went down 5-love.
Yeah, they've tightened up their game completely, Durant and Mitchell.
Oh. Frazier's been serving and volleying behind his aggressive serve. He's got to watch out that heel. Yeah, he's good. It's not outside the line. I mean, that's just great. 2 heavyweights going at it, and Durant just slap shots the last one right into him.
He was done.
The great part about it was you could see it coming. And Frazier knew it was coming too. And there he goes right up, right back to him. It's Frazier's a tough cookie. Going hard cutter, and that'll go right back in, and beautiful. I think it's the first one he's hit in the entire day, and a great time for it. Durant and Mitchell knew it was coming. They just had no chance. Spun it right back into the net.
ran up for it, but you can't get that.
Good Mitchell and Durant closing there.
Yeah,
Smart,
good lob.
Smart lob.
Huh?
Oh, good job. Off-pace drive from Morgan. I love it. He goes hard at the body. That's a mistake there. Yeah, that was a mistake from Frazier there. He cannot off-pace that ball there. He's right on the net. He's got to actually try to hit him or just lob it and go. I need to close this one out, Frazier Morgan.
Yeah, still a point to get on the board here in the third set. Just a little too far to have to go there.
It's too much stretch. That's sort of one of the differences, too. I mean, Frazier's as good at getting the and blitzing as anyone in the game. Grant has that little bit more reach, right? He's just got a little more extendo arm than almost anyone. It's a great response there from Morgan. Gets a little break off the top of the net, but it into the snowboard. No chance for Mitchell. Still a long way to run to get it. It wasn't a particularly hard volley, but after a few hundred of those moves, you're going to miss one. Goose.
It's smart of Morgan to get Frazier to slow down here a little bit.
Mitchell knows he's not coming in, Morgan, at all, so he's going for the soft return. Now there's a few errors here from Frazier. Good return.
Frazier's gonna commentate this match himself.
I like it. Mic him up. Do a little hard knocks with Tyler Frazier.
We don't need to mic him up. He's loud. Court mic
want
is
him
doing
mic'd.
him just fine. All right, you gotta say this is crucial here for Frazier Morgan. Crucial to get this game and this point.
Oh, he got loose all of a sudden in that game. Strange. I think what happened, he just made a couple errors, and to me, he got dejected there.
Yeah.
Like he saw his opportunities, up 40-15 in the game. He doesn't close it out. Then he makes a bad volley, two bad volleys, maybe we'll say, and just looked dejected on that last one. For love now for Grant Mitchell. Shot there from Morgan. Oh, catches the crease right in the nick there. Great shot. Players do that on purpose. A lot of people think it's lucky you get in there, but they move you out of position, then they hit it towards the crease. And one of the secrets is learning how to do the right kind of overhead progressions. Allow you to expose the corner, and then you go for it.
30-15.
Oh.
40-15.
Yeah, things have gotten a little out of hand now, and in the first set we saw them grind out some points where they played just such good defense, and then they derived in. They got an error out of Mitchell and Durant. Now they're just trying to hit with them too many ball for balls. I don't know that anyone's ever won that.
No, and they're not getting the errors anymore, so it's...
Yeah, because they're making them too soon, though. I mean, it's a little tricky. He got that one. Great shot. That's going to be good for the higher reel, and if they come back, okay, it'll be probably the shot of the match, but not what's going to necessarily win it for him right now. See, I'd like to see them hit winners like that, but that one he just anticipated it perfectly because he can see they're getting a little antsy. They want to hit it more now. Job, 5-love now, Durant and Mitchell.
Things change quickly, Brad.
I mean, it's never a surprise to see this,
No.
to be honest. I didn't expect it to be 5-love the other way, but did get worried at the end of that second set that things started going too fast, even as they were closing it off. When they were 5-love, things started going too fast. It's going a little that way now. And then that last game, when Tyler Frazier was he's up 40-15 at 3-love to get their first game into it, and he basically they don't close it out. And total deflation from that.
Yeah, that really took the wind out of his sails.
And he was playing some great ball prior to that, and he just had a couple errors. But that's the fine lines of this level of play. Just out from Mitchell there. What was once a possibility of an all-Chicago final with Rose on one side and Morgan on the others, looking a little dim right now.
Oh.
Fault call at 5-love in the third, but I like the umpire. Make the call. If it happened, make the call.
If it is. I thought, I keep looking because I keep thinking maybe he's faulting.
What's funny about it is he's not even attempting to go to the net.
No,
So it's not like he's trying for it. It's just a mental error. He didn't even notice his foot was near it. Maybe he's moving his right leg. He's just tapping the serve in the box and staying back.
But he's coming into the court, watch. And he's touching the line.
Yeah, I guess he just moved his front leg. I don't know what he did, to be honest. It's going to get smashed, but nice job. Transitioning back from Durant and Mitchell. That's great hands. Oh! Behind the back. Morgan goes behind the back.
I thought
I guess at 5-love, if you make it and win it, you're like, things are going to change now. But that was a great point. A lot of fun action back and forth.
I don't think he had any choice. He was leaning the other way, and the only way he could get his paddle on it was to go behind the back. Great try.
Great close there from Mitchell. Great shot. Let's get another 40 points just like that one. And I'll have this thing. They really only need, what, 28? 28 points? Just like that one. That was a good job. They played their defense well enough. Then they took a strike when they had it, and it was a great move. And there is Durant just.
Speaking of great moves.
What he does. Yep.
All that hard work, and it gets neutralized in 1 second on the next point. Back to deuce.
Durant went hard return, and now match point. Mitchell comes in here. Yep. There it is.
It was
Right, so-
exciting. It was up and down. It was exciting, Brad.
It was a great match, and 6-love set in the third. Just, I think it comes back to what we were talking about before. I think it just got a little too quick for them. They lost track of how they were winning the points. They played a great point in that last game, and I said they need 28 more of them.
Mm-hmm.
They just got too fast, and then when they got away from them, and it's easy to get too fast too when your opponents are donating errors to you, which is what Durant and Mitchell
Right.
did in the second set. So you start thinking, well, we're winning, I'm hitting these shots, but they're giving you enough points. Your errors aren't mattering, right? They're making more errors than you are. Now you hit your winners because Morgan can crush the ball as well as anyone out there, but it just got a little away from there, and then they didn't hold that game at 3-love and up 40-15, then it just was just quick from that point. And too bad, Frazier Morgan. Good battle. A lot of great fun points. All right, any final thoughts, Lauren?
No, I mean, always fun to watch a match like that. We knew it was going to be a good match. It had some crazy swings, but at the end of the day, it's tough to wear down Durant and Mitchell, and I'm looking forward to the final.
That final should be great. It's going to be the number 1 seeds, Durant and Mitchell, against the number 6 seeds of Humphreys and Osses Koenig. And that'll be at 1 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. So everybody tune in for the men's final coming up.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.